I'm Franz. I was born in Cleveland, which is in the middle of our country. I've been building websites my whole life. Moved across the country doing just about every job you can do in web design, from production programmer to information architect and business development manager. And started this company in 2001 as a full-service web shop. And we built Concrete CMS as our own private toolbox of great parts.
How about you, Andrew?
I was actually born right here in this fair city, Portland, Oregon, and I've been working with computers since I was probably 6 years old, and got into the web right when it was taking off in the mid to late 90s, even when I was just starting in college, and just kind of technical stuff came naturally, and just really enjoyed pouring my energy into one particular project, and that became concrete5.
So tell me a little bit about the history of concrete5, how you guys started, Franz?
Well, we had a project that had a really tight turnaround. We had come off of doing a lot of Mambo work and a lot of work with TeamSite, and we had a project for the ad council that we knew we just couldn't do in the timeline that we had. So we, being young, said yes to the project, and then we went away and we figured out a better way to solve the problem, which became the blocks and collections and permissions that you now see in concrete5.
So Andrew, what's the technology behind it of the concrete5 when you came up with the ad council project?
Sure, it was all PHP 4 at the time, and we really just kind of worked it out in a very short order, in a matter of weeks, not months. And the underlying architecture really hasn't changed a lot in that time. We knew we needed a sort of a flexible way to allow any type of content to be added to a page, and to allow different people the ability to edit it and lock it out for some others. And a lot of that stuff just hasn't changed. And although a lot of the interface and kind of the approach to building it has, the underlying concepts are just the same as they were in 2003.
Yeah, I think the key is we realized they weren't going to be able to define the project up front. And traditionally, with almost any web software, you need to know exactly what you're building before you start to build. And with the amount of people we had on the project and the timeline we had, we knew things were going to change as they saw stuff. So what concrete5 lets you do very well is start with one vision and then see that vision change over time while your website remains stable.
So how many people are working on the ad council project?
Oh, at that point, there are several agencies and at least a dozen programmers. There's 90 project stakeholders on the ad council side. It was a big project.
And you were expecting how many hits per day?
Well, they had national TV spots that were starting, so we couldn't push the project back. And when a national TV spot runs here in the States, it's about 10,000 users per second.
Oh, that's pretty
huge. It was a big deal.
Yeah. So, well, how was the launch? How was the impression about the users of the concrete5, the first version?
They loved it. The project went up on time. It worked very well. The interface wasn't as polished as you see now. I think we decided to make a Flash-based text editor.
We rolled our own, because back in 2003, the only Tiny MCE, things like that, they weren't around. So we rolled our own Flash-based rich text editor, and some of those types of approaches we have backed away from since.
It was horrible, yeah.
But people were pretty pleased with it, I seem to recall, when it launched.
So tell me how you start developing the concrete5 over the course of the year.
Well, for 5 years, we used Concrete CMS as our toolbox, and we would just take one project, add some more to it, and find another project and add some more. And then in late 2007, we started to kind of stop putting the latest and greatest into our client work, and we started redesigning the interface and making some fundamental changes that took a while to do. But then last year, summer of 2008, we decided to give it away under the MIT license, completely free, and the response has just been explosive ever since.
Do you want to add something?
Sure. I believe what we really started to try and do in 2007 was take what we had, which was a nice self-contained way to manage a website, and make it so most of that code was pretty centralized, so that you could run multiple websites without really without forking a lot of your code. And through that effort, we ended up upgrading a number of our internal components, and it really became a new version and a new approach to the same problem. So we decided to treat it like a pretty radical departure from what we had before.
A lot of the underlying framework stayed the same, but in fact, a lot of things just got turned off. Like the way permissions now ships with a simple permission mode that you can turn advanced permissions mode. It just makes more sense for someone who hasn't had experience with the system to start simple and kind of like an onion, you can peel layers back.
Good. So now it's coming down to the point that you guys made it open source. So, Franz, tell me why did you make this software open source?
Well, when I left college to build websites, the web seemed important. It seemed like anyone could compete with IBM, and there was a freedom of expression that was happening through the web that was interesting to me. It felt like we were building the printing press of the future, and it felt like something that was going to make the world a better place. We were going to create a group consciousness, and anyone could say anything, and it would be easy to do. The reality was 15 years later, it wasn't. We were getting paid a lot of money to build websites, and we were basically hired consultants. We were like plumbers or lawyers, and I'd had my second kid, and I was kind of wondering, was I making the world a better place, and what happened to those dreams I had in college, and came to the conclusion that I wasn't, and we wanted to do something radical, so we decided to give it away.
I think when you have software this good, to keep it to yourself is kind of a crime against humanity. So I think that was sort of the thinking behind it. Like this has a potential to really make things easier for a lot of people. So
it is so much bigger. I mean, now that we gave it away, we've got people like Katz doing translation for us, which is awesome. We've got people around the world who are passionate about it and adding to it. So collectively we're making a better whole.
Yeah, I'm here too, Portland. I didn't expect I'm here, but
thanks for coming.
Yeah.